Alright, hello everyone, it's Chantel, aka Shani Blossom, and I'm back with another video. And this video is going to be exciting because I'm going to be explaining my profession with you all. A lot of you all might not have seen my Get to Know Me tag where I think I said that in that. But I am an SLP. That stands for a speech language pathologist. A lot of people don't know that. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about what a speech language pathologist does, how I even got interested in doing this career, and just give y'all a little background of my experiences since working in this profession and just going from there. So we're gonna get started. The first question is how I got into the field of speech language pathology. I had not even heard of a speech language pathologist until I was in the 5th grade. Before that, had no idea, no knowledge. No one really talked about the profession like that. My younger sister, who's 6 years younger than me, was in kindergarten or 1st grade, I believe. And she ended up having to see the SLP that worked at our elementary school. And she had to work on the S speech sound. So that was my very first encounter with that profession. I did not consider it as a career field possibility until I was in my 10th, well, not my 10th grade year, but my sophomore year of college. I found out that SLPs can work with infants and babies and help them learn how to, latch on to their bottles and latch on to their mothers for feeding purposes. And once I figured that out, I was sold, because in college, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do in my life. So once I figured that out, I was like, I'm sold, I'm going into this profession. And so I was interested in it ever since. Next question. What is my dream job within the field of speech language pathology? I would say my dream job was what I just described. I wanted to work in the NICU, you all, but I did not realize that working in the NICU, you have to be highly trained and highly skilled with a lot of experience, and I currently don't have that. But I do want to learn a lot more about feeding therapy because it's become like this hot commodity in the speech therapy world. So yeah, I want to work in the NICU one day. Hopefully I can. If I'm not able to work in the NICU, then at least I know that somebody in this profession was able to do it. So yeah. The next question. Process of applying for, or how was the process for applying for graduate school? So my process for applying for graduate school was stressful. And I will say that because I found out that speech pathology is one of those career fields where it's highly competitive to get into any graduate school program. Like, they have an online forum. I started getting on the online forum, I think it was gradcafe.com. I stayed on that every single day, literally every single day. It's a whole bunch of us that were freaking out about getting accepted into grad school, and we put in, oh, we applied here, or we applied there, or I applied here, there, and over there. And it just created all this animosity. I don't advise people to get on it if you have high anxiety, but I got on it every single day. I can't even sit up here and lie, but the process of applying was stressful because I had to get letters of recommendation, like just the things that you have to do. Get letters of recommendation, you have to write essays to get into the graduate school program, you have to actually apply, and you have to wait to hear back. So all of that was fun but stressful. It was more stressful than fun, I'll just say that. How did I feel during the time of applying for graduate school in this field of speech pathology? I felt nervous every single day because every single day you're on Grad Cafe, that forum, and you're trying to figure out if anyone has heard, are they accepted? And that's all you're anticipating. You're just waiting. It's just a literal waiting game. And so I don't think I started hearing back from schools until like late May or early May to late May. And I had to make a decision. And so what ended up happening is I I believe I applied to, let's see, I applied to 4 graduate school programs, only 4. I applied to the University of Georgia. I applied to the University of South Carolina, Columbia. I applied to South Carolina State University and North Carolina Central University. And I got accepted into North Carolina Central University. I was denied access into University of Georgia's program. I was waitlisted for South Carolina's program, and I believe I got into South Carolina State's program. I personally wanted to go to North Carolina Central because I wanted to be licensed in North Carolina, but my parents kind of reeled me back in there like cost. And I'm so thankful that they were firm in that. And so I ended up not accepting interest into North Carolina Central University's program. I didn't go to South Carolina State's program, and so I was waitlisted for USC, Columbia, and literally they took me off the wait list and I got accepted into the program, and I'm just thankful. So yeah, I ended up going to USC. So yeah, I'm glad that I was able to get into that program. And I stayed at home with my parents while I finished up graduate school, and it took 2 years. So I'm glad I actually went to that program because it was only a 2-year program, even though I didn't have a bachelor's degree in communication sciences and disorders. I already told y'all about the schools I was accepted, waitlisted, schools I wasn't accepted to. How was graduate school? Graduate school was hard. I'm not going to even sit up here and lie. We didn't have to write papers. So, a lot of graduate programs, you have to write papers, you have to do like comps, you have to do written examinations, oral examinations. It's very hard in graduate school, period. Just very hard. But getting a master's degree in speech pathology was not easy. I think that people think that it's like this simple course. No, it's very hard, and I literally had to study every week. It was stuff, some things were clicking and some things were not. It was so much. And then on top of that, when we started doing clinical rotations where you had to go in different settings, I went in the school setting, I was in the nursing home setting, I was in the hospital setting, inpatient and outpatient setting. Excuse me, y'all. I pretty much did every single type of rotation that you can even think about concerning speech pathology, except for, I did shadow someone in the NICU. I did, so that was fun. I pretty much did everything that I possibly could. I didn't stick to just one area, and I would say that it was not easy for me. Maybe other people's experiences were easier than mine, but I had to really work hard because you're doing clinical rotations where you're traveling. And on top of traveling to clinical rotations, they're giving you opportunities to actually serve or provide speech therapy services for these clients and patients. So you're feeling nerve-wracked. You're sorry, I'm not even coming up with the right words. You're nervous because you don't really know what you're doing. So you're treating patients under the tutelage of someone who's actually working in the profession. So that's nerve-wracking. On top of that, you still have school work. You still have to study. You have in-clinic. We had an in-house speech therapy center at our actual school, so we had to see kids there. So you're seeing kids there, you're typing up evaluations, you're typing up reports, you're typing up notes, you're typing up progress notes, progress reports, you're taking classes, all of it, and doing research. We all had to do research or participate in some type of research project. It was a lot. So just be prepared for that. How was it, or what was your first job after grad school? I never thought that I would take a school job, but I ended up taking a school job right after I graduated. I said wherever I got hired at, that's where I was going to work. And instead of me, waiting to see what was going to happen, I jumped at the opportunity to just go ahead and work. And the first place that hired me was in a school district in Virginia. And I moved to that city and I worked with them for 3 years. I worked in the elementary school setting for 2 years, and I worked in a high school setting for 1 year. So that was my first job after I graduated. I ended up staying for 3 years. And you can do contract or you can do direct hire, and I was a direct hire, meaning I worked directly for the school district. I was not contracted in. So yeah, pretty much. And what setting am I in now? I have been working in the private practice setting for going on 3 months. It'll be 4 months in December. And the differences are, I don't write IEPs, which are individualized education plans anymore. I don't see groups of kids or groups of students together anymore. Those are the two major differences. And my hours are obviously not the same. Like in the school setting, you have great hours. Like I had great hours. Like now I work 10-hour days. So that's the difference between working in a school setting and the private practice setting that I currently work in now. Best part of my job. I would say the best part about being a speech language pathologist is the fact that I get to help kids and families. The majority of the parents that I've come in contact with are really appreciative of the services that I provide. And that alone just warms my heart because I truly enjoy working with families all together. And some of the kids that I work with, y'all, are so precious and so adorable, and those types of things brings a smile upon my face because I think about one day having my own family. I currently don't have any kids right now, but one day I will, and I am, so grateful that I get to service those beautiful, wonderful children, and I feel like I've made an impact on a lot of children's lives, and I try to, spread love. I try to spread, peace and positivity and growth upon each and every single child that I work with, even if they're sometimes difficult, because working with kids, you're gonna get a little temper tantrum. You're gonna get some kids that might not want to participate, and you have to figure out a way to get them engaged. A lot of the things that you learn in graduate school, you thought that you learned everything that you needed is not the same as, actually working in the field. So if anyone has any more questions concerning the field of speech pathology, please shoot them my way. You can either comment below or shoot me a question via my email at shannyblossom@gmail.com, and it's spelled CHANNYBLOSSOM@gmail.com if you want to email me the questions and you don't feel comfortable with just commenting below. Please comment, share, subscribe if you can. And I am going to start making videos about my profession because I don't feel like a lot of people truly know what we do. And I just want to bring more awareness to the field. And also, I don't see a lot of people my shade in the field, and I'm just being honest, and I want to, share that there are, people of color that are in this profession as well. So I have a couple of video ideas that I have coming forward for concerning speech pathology. If you have any ideas, shoot me them. I mean, give me some ideas. I have some ideas already written down. So stay tuned for that content. I hope you all are having a great Saturday, because I recorded the video on Saturday, and I hope that y'all have a great weekend, a great week, and until next time. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.